Hi everyone, Frankie here, New West Reset. Hello, how's it going, eh? Welcome back. Thanks again for shooting in, joining a fella here for another Boots on the Ground video. This is kind of an impromptu one. I was just having lunch with cousin Vinnie at this Dirty Duck pub here, and we ran into a fella inside who lives upstairs, and he offered to show us the inside of the building because there's some very unique architectural details in there with the skylights that let light into the stairwell of the building. And we're also going to take a look at the inside of the pub here as well. But this is a one-year wonder. Apparently they began construction in 1911, finished it in 1912, according to the new friend of ours. His name's Andrew, a gentleman that lives in the building. And what kind of brought this whole thing on was not only the beautiful mosaic tile here at the entrance, but the pavement lights. The prism lights there, over here, and then a couple of more here. Now Andrew, who lives in the building, has mentioned that in the lower level of this building, the basement, it's actually an art studio. So it's a private business down there that's locked. But he knows the people that that own that business. And so I've got his contact information, and we're going to keep in touch so that on a day when they're open, we can get down in there and have a look, because that art studio space does come right up to the edge of the building here. So these prism lights actually let light down into what's now currently being used as that art space. So I thought that was really, really interesting. Anyways, we're going to go inside here and chat with Andrew and see what he's got to say and what he's got to show us. So stick around, be right back.
About a heaven in Alberta, where they've got all hell for a basement.
This is the inside of the pub here. A little bit of James Brown playing. I might get dinged copyright on that, but dartboards, pool tables, exposed interior brick wall, beautiful original floors, nice wide, probably Douglas fir or knotty pine, and yeah, just a really cool old place. Let's see what else this building has to offer.
And then this skylight up here is just...
Just getting a shot of the mosaic tile here.
Hey, have you ever been to the Vatican?
No, I haven't been to the Vatican. That would be, that would be a hell of a...
The energy's really fucked up, right? It's doesn't feel like a happy, positive, loving place to me, but the architecture, everything is artwork, from the floors up to the walls, the windows, the ceiling, the curtains, everything is art.
Oh,
Everything,
yeah.
every bit of it.
Yeah.
It's quite magnificent.
So we've got a new friend, Andrew, here, and he lives in this old building. So he's going to take us up and show us some of the curiosities, if you will, like the skylight that's illuminates the stairwell in here.
So the skylight illuminates the stairwell, but this window over here, behind the green trim with the Georgian wire glass, is the bedroom of my neighbor, because his bedroom is interior. And it's not the only skylight in the place. I think it's cool.
Natural light just does wonders compared to the artificial crud anyway.
Tell me about it, especially in the wintertime, right?
Oh yeah. You were saying this is a one-year wonder, right? It was built 1911, finished in 1912.
Yeah, they had problems in 1911, and they finished this half of the building, the east half of the building, in 1912. Remember the hump I showed you downstairs?
Yeah.
So there was some sinking, but you don't see it up here.
Yeah, you only see it on the floor on that main level.
Yeah. And apparently, when you walked into the bar, there was a step that came down. Like, you know, like when you get to the washrooms.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a step that came down, and everybody kept falling.
So they raised the floor in there?
You don't need that in a bar.
Yeah, you don't need different levels of a floor in the bar.
It's like, to me, it's hilarious. It's like, you know, like even the bar, when Nadine steps out from behind the bar, she's got to step down from it. And I was like, holy fuck. Cool, like.
Yeah, that's really unique.
Hey, Buzz.
Oh, look at this handsome boy. Hi, buddy. What's your name?
This is Hey.
Hank?
Hey.
Oh, hey. Hi, Hank.
H-E-Y exclamation point, like, hey, get the fuck over here.
Hey, hi. Is it a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Boy, hey, buddy. You're a handsome boy. Hey, we like making friends like you. Yeah, how you doing, bud?
Good boy. It's not immaculate, but whatever. This is where I live. So, okay,
A
so
place like this.
so this is concrete.
Yeah, your interior walls
This is concrete.
are concrete.
This is concrete.
Or maybe brick?
Never seen
No,
It's concrete.
concrete. It's fucking concrete, man.
Really
all the-
wide floorboards. Not the
Yeah.
crappy, narrow 3-inch stuff.
And so the floor is concrete as well. So this is floating on top of the concrete, right? Baseboards, plinth blocks, you know, nice fat molding with a nice architrave on top.
Yeah. What you got there, buddy?
Who's that?
He wants to play.
Who's that?
You want to play with that toy.
So all of the doorways have nice fat original molding. Like I say, the plinth blocks,
Yeah.
with nice fat base, the architraves, everything like this. You know, original doors, 6-panel doors. Yeah.
So they've raised the bathroom floor here, I guess,
I
to
got-
accommodate plumbing, I'm guessing?
So, my kitchen, the bathroom, my neighbor's bathroom, I'm assuming this kitchen's over here. I don't know if this is originally done this way. It doesn't make sense to me because there is a drop ceiling downstairs, so there's more than enough room for
Right.
plumbing. However, we're this close to the stairwell. So I don't know where the plumbing goes from here. I find it interesting though because I'm a carpenter, right? So
Yeah. It's a good sized place though, you know? Considering it's a 1-bedroom, it's a good sized place.
yeah.
Nice ceilings in there.
So this is a lower ceiling,
Yeah.
right? But when you come in here, so and I don't know how new or old that might be, but I mean, like look at my window.
Yeah.
Wow.
That lets in so much light.
Wow.
Nice big
know,
tall
like-
window.
I sat through the winter here, right? Get up, put my happy light on, wait for the sun to come around. I can't, and again, everything's
Yeah, it's like solid.
concrete, right?
It's
You know.
amazing.
So, and if you notice, the windows aren't centered in the room.
Right.
They're centered according to the architectural detail of the exterior.
Yeah, so as you're looking at it from outside,
It's
the
balanced.
windows are balanced,
Yeah.
but on the inside they may look imbalanced
Yeah.
because of where they've put in the interior
Yeah.
walls to make rooms and so on.
But,
Yeah.
but I'm okay with it because, like, I don't know, I might move my couch over here and put a desk there or something like that because I like to study. But light is important to me, like we sit in the stairwell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You know?
Well, why are you in here with that huge skylight there?
You know? So, and I don't know if they would have had a radiator in here, like a, you know, cast iron
They probably
radiator,
would have,
you know,
yeah.
opposed to the base. But I'll tell you something, I haven't been cold in here and my heat's turned down. The boiler in here is great.
Yeah, if they can keep them working well, then they're very effective.
Yeah. You know, so I don't know what this looked like back in the day. I mean, I've got 2 plug-ins here. You know, 2 120s or 110 or whatever it is. One over here and one behind the fridge.
Right.
But I told you I was in the Army. I lived off the Alaska Highway on an old Army buddy's trap line. We didn't have electricity, so do I care whether
So if you've only got 2 outlets, who cares, right?
I'm like, I don't have a coffee maker, you know, any of this stuff. So, yeah. So the thing that I've noticed, and I noticed it recently, this is lath and plaster.
Okay.
So this must be, now if you look at how deep
Yeah.
the
You've
jam extensions are.
You've probably got concrete and then brick
Yeah.
for the outside facading, and then on the inside, shiplap and plaster here, but then
And wood chip insulation probably.
Yeah,
Wood,
yeah.
So lath and plaster, wood chip insulation, right? Wood chip insulation, probably concrete to here, and then brick out to here. And the original windows, wood windows, would have sat in here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
inset, you know. So I just noticed this the other day.
So So structurally, the whole building's concrete?
Yeah, it's reinforced.
Exterior and interior?
When you look up the one of the articles, because there's a few articles about this building, it's the first reinforced concrete building. Did you take a picture of the plaque downstairs? It probably says it on there.
I didn't, but I will. Yeah.
So,
And I know I videoed that plaque last summer when we were here.
Yeah, I think there's lots of articles about this building. Like,
Who's a good boy?
it's like we got friends.
Who's a good boy? That's a
What
good
am I
boy.
supposed to do with this? You bringing this to me to show me?
He's like showing off. He's like,
He's showing off his
"I've got
toys.
this, and you don't."
Look how spoiled I am. Yeah,
Interesting.
this place is fantastic. Yeah.
I think so. Like, so I'm assuming these are steel girders. They're in my bedroom as well. There's kind of a crossway. I can show you the bedroom. It's things. Whatever, man. I'm a bachelor. So
We're not here to judge you. We're here to judge the building and the crazy narrative around
a
it.
place a lot like this.
So this is. This must be steel girder. And so when we were downstairs looking between the two buildings, so this bay runs like this. So my neighbor over here on the other side of the stairwell, all of his windows are on this bay.
Right. That's where you were seeing the goofy fire escape is the space between the two buildings.
It's all pigeon shit.
Yeah.
You know, like to be honest, which he doesn't like, and I don't blame him. Like, I'm not gonna be able to open my bedroom window come spring. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, out here is kind of interesting. I don't know that I try to keep it locked because I think it's too easy to get up here. But like, look,
Yeah, there's just like
you know,
4.5 inches of
yeah,
bird crap
I've never
there.
opened it
That
before.
owl's not helping, eh?
No way.
Those owl statues don't do a thing. They never
I
do.
wake up in the morning, I hear.
Yeah.
Funny, eh?
Let me have a look.
Yeah. Yeah, this reminds me of a couple of buildings I lived in. Also, you know where the Moxham and the Congress are next to the Lougheed House there on 13th
Well, that
Ave?
sounds familiar to me because I'm like I got the same kind of like addiction that you do. I'm like I pay attention to, you know.
Yeah, pay attention to those old buildings. You'd know them.
Yeah.
The Lougheed House, and then there's two old world apartment buildings next to it, and they're next to each other. But this reminds me a lot of those buildings where they tried to keep it as original as they could with a lot of the molding and the all of that sort of thing,
Yeah.
and the floors and so on.
Yeah.
And then where they've had no choice but to modernize it, they did, but they tried not to make it too intrusive.
Yeah, I'm sure this was just clear coat fur.
Yeah, it
know,
was
and
probably
they-
Douglas
they
fir.
paint-
Yeah.
You know, painted the shit out of it, right? Like, how many layers of paint do you think is on this? Like,
Who knows?
112 years.
I don't know. I find that a lot of these older buildings, they do, if they're well maintained and they haven't been mucked around with too much, they do give off a sort of a positive energy, or at the very least a neutral energy.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff that I feel in buildings comes down to pain and suffering. It's not that there's an entity there. It's that the pain and suffering almost becomes an entity, that there's been hardship or abuse. Like I've felt abuse in places.
Right.
And I've lived in a lot of old places.
Yeah, me
one
too.
Of them, one of them burnt to the ground over here.
Oh, an old building destroyed by fire? There's no way that happens.
With chip insulation, right?
I know, it's so
Right?
ridiculous.
So when they annexed the buildings over on Sunnyside to put the LRT
Right.
track through,
Yeah.
they annexed all these buildings. They tore certain ones down, and then they went, "Oh, we don't need to tear this one down."
Yeah.
But that's another building. It had one of those gravity-fed furnaces in the basement. Have you seen that? So it's relying on the cold air pushing back down,
Okay.
falling back down to force the air up. There's no fan in it.
Oh,
and they
okay,
called it
yeah.
an octopus because it looked like an octopus like this with these massive conduits coming out of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was an interesting place.
Well, I know prior to, the modern HVAC systems, there was a very sophisticated air exchange system in a lot of these older buildings, especially multi-storied buildings and larger buildings,
Yeah.
where, above the doors they would have transom windows that you could angle,
Yeah.
and you could either push or draw air in or out.
Yeah.
And a lot of the buildings had, your chimneys and so on, but then they also had towers that just had vents in them. They weren't chimneys. It looked like a chimney, but it was ventilation.
Yeah.
And it was meant to draw air in and then push out draw in clean, fresh air, new air, and push out the old, bad, stale air.
We're nowhere near as sophisticated as I think we could be.
We don't do that anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
We
we're
just
like
rely
no
on putting in,
technical,
crappy aluminum or tin air ducts with these crappy, inefficient, natural gas furnaces now. And,
I'll take this.
yeah.
I'll take this, the boiler. So there's no thermostat here in my apartment. So I have to regulate the heat in here with a valve.
Yeah.
Right? So when it gets warmer, I got to turn the heat down. When it gets colder, I have to crawl under my kitchen table and I have to turn it up.
Yeah, have to open the valve.
To 3 maybe.
Yeah.
To 3, right?
Yeah.
It's just a valve, right?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's quite comfortable in here. I sleep most nights without a blanket on and stuff like that. So I'll take this kind of heat over forced air any single day.
Yeah, me
Any
too.
single time. In Saskatoon, I lived in 100 and some odd year old house there, and it had a boiler in it as well with the cast iron radiators.
Yes, yeah.
That was that would have been for somebody elite back in the day.
Yeah, that was a more sophisticated system. I when I was in the President across from the Safeway downtown there, they had the cast iron radiator and you just it's a little chilly. You just turn the knob a bit, and you could hear go clickety clank clank clank, and you'd hear it start to circulate through a little better, and then it would really radiate the heat quite quickly.
Yeah.
And once it started, then you would have to kind of finagle and adjust it, turn it down a bit or up a bit.
And you didn't want to break the thing, man.
Oh no, you break those knobs. You're steam shooting out of there.
I also lived in a house that was built early 1900s. On the registrar, it's 1906 because that's when the registrar started in Saskatoon. And this had 3 fireplaces in it. It had a fireplace in the basement, a fireplace in the living room, and it had a fireplace in the master bedroom. And the thing that I liked about it is there was a bathroom and there was a water closet.
Oh yeah.
Right? So if you wanted to have a 2-hour bath, you weren't tying up. Somebody go in and use the water closet, and the water closet had a window in it and everything like that.
Yeah.
I've never taken a bath on eye level with the
Right
toilet.
on
to
the
be
eye
honest.
level with the toilet.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea.
To me, that's sophisticated thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm living in a house with 7 women. 7 women, some of them 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And that so nobody was tying up the bathroom.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Yeah.
You could go in and sit on the toilet and rest your arm on the windowsill and go, oh, that's Venus out tonight, like stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
So whatever. I just think.
Yeah, because when I was living in that old building next to the Lougheed house, the bathroom in there had the cast iron tub, the clawfoot tub, and there was a window in the bathroom that was next to the tub. And I think the idea was while you were bathing or soaking in the tub, you've got a window there. You could get fresh air, or you could look out the window. And it was the 2 panes of glass, upper and lower, and the lower pane of glass was the sort of frosted glass so that nobody could see in. Even though I was up on the second floor, no one could see in anyway. But still, it's just
single hung window.
Just they put a lot more thought into a lot of that stuff back then, I think, than they do now.
Look out your window again.
What's that?
And look out your window again.
Yeah. So, the thing is though, I gotta wonder if the thought isn't there anymore because, like, if you noticed, I don't have a TV, I don't have a computer, I don't have internet, any of that stuff. And I think back in the day, people had probably more free time to enjoy life. Whereas the thought now is, how many plugins do we put in this room? Where's the internet gonna run? And where would the TV sit?
Yeah.
And nobody's actually sitting in the bathtub looking out the window.
That's right. Yeah,
They're
that's
looking
right.
at the TV. They're looking at their computer. They're checking their Facebook account.
Yeah, they're checking their little. They've got their face stuck in their device. Yeah, exactly.
So.
All right, so there you go. That is going to seal the deal here today for Frankie, New West Reset at the Dirty Duck here at the Carson block, Inglewood. So thanks again to my new buddy Andrew Really appreciate the tour and the, just meeting a like-minded individual. So as per usual, let me know what you think down below, and of course do all the other stuff here to help a fella out. Appreciate it. Until the next one, take care out there and have yourselves a good one. All right, cheers.